around here with another Vikings or of Clans video. All right. It's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be a fun one. So, as you may or may not have seen, there is a video floating out there of me hitting tile. I actually, in fact, saved that video and I will play it for you now. So, somewhere in the background, we probably have a background. You can see that video being played. And yes, that's definitely my account. That is me. I'm not going to say that we're someone else on my account. That is actually me. All right. So if you hadn't already seen that video, which I don't know, is it playing over here? Where is it? If you haven't already seen that video, well, here, now you already have it. It's like a 30-second video. I also understand that in me showing you this video, you'll probably have some questions, you have some concerns. So without wasting your time, because this is probably going to take a little bit of time to fully explain, let's talk about and go through the epitome of what I believe is the most petty vendetta in the history of Vikings War of Clans, okay? This is insanity at its finest. And in order for me to explain this to you, we have to go back to 26/03/23. We're going back in time, okay? So it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At this time, I'm playing a solo home gang. I'm around 135 trillion influence. I match up with another player who's also 135. We're basically the same influence, right? 135 trillion influence. Maybe they were a little bit lower than me. I don't remember, okay? But they're a member of Spartak, a very well-known member of Spartak. A person I respect, honestly, who I've been a fan of, because like I've seen some of their reports. They're always amazing. Regardless, a member of Spartak. That's all you need to know. I knew that this was going to be a very difficult matchup. So I didn't plan on winning. My plan was just to use T7s because this is around the time where shards were starting to become scarce. This is also around the time where shards, eventually were being sold in packs, around, around Jot time. So most people would not be playing, a solo home gang necessarily. They'd rely on Jot shard packs in order to get their shards, but I don't want to spend that amount of money, so I need to collect my shards. I play my solo home gangs and my solo sieges whenever I could, so this was a perfect opportunity for me. I unfortunately matched up against a player who I knew wanted to win their home gang matchup, so it made it very difficult to engage, and my decision was I don't want to waste any T8s. I don't need to win my home gang matchup. All I need is the shards. Home gang, if you play it properly, could give you anywhere from 3 to 5 billion shards, and that's a lot of shards. You get that in a duration of 3 hours, so it definitely makes a lot of difference, and you don't really have to spend a lot of troops, actually. You don't have to spend a lot of troops if you get a proper strategy going. Now, my strategy, as always, when it comes to home gang, is to always be faster than my opponent. Fast beats strong. So when I matched up a Spartak player, who I knew, same as me, has all the game skins, has King's gear, has every means that they need to be quick, to be fast, and to be strong, my goal was to play cavalry. That makes a lot of sense. When you are basically matched against someone that's equal strength, if not stronger than you, you have to beat them at speed. That was my goal. I would think that that's what they were thinking too, but that's where they made their first mistake. They decided to go with a counter to cavalry. They chose melee. Now, as we all know by playing this game, the two quickest troops in the game are cavalry and killers. I could have chosen killers and given them the option to go with siege, but to me, the thing that didn't make sense was if I choose killers and they go with cavalry, now their cavalry is stronger than me, so in the sense of it being faster. So to me, it made sense for me to go cavalry. So if they also choose to go cavalry, we have almost a setup of where they're fast, I'm fast. Now it comes down to which one of us lags, or which one of us isn't paying attention, or which one of us doesn't have the right mindset. That was my mentality. When I saw them take melee 2 rep, I was like, either they don't have cavalry, but they had like 135 trillion influence. I had every troop type. So I'm like, either they don't have cavalry, or they're trying to go for a troop type that beats me. And they were going for a troop type that beats me because when the first tower rolled out, I got very unlucky. I think I got my level 7 and my 8 at once, and I think it was a level 2. I'm not 100% sure. There's videos of all of this stuff that's going to be playing all around me, so kind of try to pay your attention to those videos and to myself as I explain this story. Anyway, I understand, and I apologize. This is going to take a while because this is how petty and how, you know, ridiculous it is. I can't explain it in like 5 minutes. It's going to take some time, so bear with me. They take melee, I take cavalry. We go into the tower round, and if you know how to play towers, you know to defend the meat. So you defend the tower's troops, the tower doesn't burn. You lose troops, the tower troops survive, you win. That's the goal. And I play T6s because I, to myself, think if I play T6, they play T7. The T7 is not going to kill my T6 march. I will refill and it'll be fine. But they decide they want to win home gang so bad, they go with T8s all right off the bat. They go T8, T8, T8. I don't know how many T8s they spent. A lot of T8s. So if I were to lose this matchup, I'd be very upset, right? Because I spent a lot of T8s. And now I want to win. So immediately a light switch turns in my mind. This player is going to spend T8s. So if I put T6 in this tower, the T8 is just going to get through the T6. It makes no sense to play T6s anymore. Takes T6s off the list. So now I have one tower left. That means my 7 and my 8 are gone. We all know that anything below the 7 and the 8, it's very difficult to hold. So the level 9 is left. And I think to myself, well, when the level 9 comes around, I can't rely on the T6. I have to play T7. That's the immediate light switch. The first tower round, I believe, for them was a bad tower round as well. They only had low-level towers, except for, like, I think a 7. And they decided with that 7 to leave the meat, to leave the tower's troops and defend with their T8s. But we all know as soon as the tower's troops are gone and it's a 1v1 matchup, you have to be very, very quick, because if you miss one round and I go and hit your hero-less troops that you have in there, that's game over. If I hit your hero double, it's game over. So that was their mistake. They left the tower's troops. I cleared it all out. I got to the tower. I got to their troops, and then I kept hitting, and all of a sudden I caught them off guard, and that was it. Next tower rolls in. My towers are like a 1, a 2, and a 4. So it's like impossible. Whatever towers, I don't know the numbers. So it was impossible to defend. So I'm like, I'm not going to play this tower round. I just give up on that tower round and let them get it, because there's no way I need to waste my troops. I'm not going to be making shards off of it. So I'm like, it's fine. I'll let them get it. Because the other thing that I was thinking about is, if they are going to hit with such big onslaughts of T7, they're not going to kill a lot of the tower's troops, because it's just going to jump. If they burn a tower in like 3 hits, they're going to miss out on a chunk of those troops. Whereas if I put my troops in there and they clear all the tower's troops in order to get to my troops, they get way more points. So I'm like, that makes no sense to me. I leave it. We go into their tower round. I don't know what was going on with them. So again, they didn't defend the tower's meat, and they lost, because we all know the tower's meat, the tower's source is what keeps you alive. I think even though I said to myself I wasn't going to use T8s, when I realized this was the case, I immediately used T8s, I remember. And I think that's the thing that caught them off guard, because they were refreshing their T7 and I was hitting with T7, T7 and I was hitting with T7. And I was like, this is stupid. So I hit with T8s and I caught them off guard. That's, if I recall this correctly, that's what happened. All right, let me take you to the last round, and I promise this part of the story is going to be over. So the last round rolls in. All I have is a level 9 tower. And all they have is a level 9 tower. So it's my turn to attack first in this round. So, keep in mind, the pressure is on. When you're the first person that's defending, I don't know why, but it feels much less stressful than when you have to finish off defending. I don't know if you've had this situation, but for me, that's the stress. That's why I hate home gang, because the stress is crazy, but you get a lot of shards for very cheap. So I'm attacking, and I start every tower round scouting all the towers. And I think they realized this, because when I went to scout, there was a level 9 tower, and I precisely remember there was a level 5 tower. So as I hit this level 5 tower, I realized there's T8 scouts in the level 5 tower. So that means in order for them to successfully put T8s in there, their hero and shaman are in there. Mistake number 2 that they made. I instantly onslaught the level 9 tower, I believe, twice before I see their march get pulled out of that tower into the level 9. Now I know the level 5 is empty, and I know the other tower is empty. So I take my time. I get all those towers, all the points that I need, clear the scouts properly, burn the towers. I think I use a couple T6s, couple T7s here and there. So I knew I needed the points because first I'm attacking, right? So to me, it's like, if I get all the points that I can get, if I get all the shards, that's good enough for me. And if I can't burn this level 9, then it's whatever. But you know, it's the whole mistake that they made that tempted me to continue further. Was the level 9 tower had basically some T7s left and some T8s. So when they put their T7s in, and I have every troop type, I counter. So if they're playing like a wall for melee, I go for something else. I kill the rest of the tower's troops. Now the tower's way weaker. And it continues. So to give you an explanation of what's happening, I'm hitting with cavalry. They're reinforcing with melee. So every 2 or 3 onslaughts, one time they don't reinforce, because that's the one time they pull and somehow I've landed. Now, there are occasions where it goes like 1, 2, and the third one is not a success because they pulled and they'd come back quick enough. But there's sometimes where it goes 1, 2, and the third one hits because they haven't come back quick enough. So now it's like this. It's 1, 2, success. 1, 2, fail. 1, 2, success. 1, 2, fail. 1, 2, success. So keep that in mind. That's the loop that's going on. And eventually, once you wear the entire tower down, you're back to what's nearly any troops in the tower. It doesn't take rocket science to decide, okay, I'm going to T8 this, and you quickly T8 and get the rest of them. Because when there's no tower troops left, you can T8 any amount of reinforcements they have in there, unless they're fully playing T8s, will result in them losing. And they weren't playing T8s. They were playing a T6 march in front of it and T8s behind it, which meant either the T6 was hero double or T6 was hero plus shaman. And I believe it was hero plus shaman because I caught them and I burned that tower. Now that means to finish this off, I have to play a defense on a level 9 tower versus them. Now, I'm playing cavalry. I have T7 cavalry. So this time when they start going T8s, I start sending T7s. So first start with the T6s to stop them a little bit, not to get all of the tower's troops, because then they had to change troop types, they had to change this and that to get whatever remaining T6s on that tower are. And then when it came to the tower's troops, they're sending melee in a tower that I believe, if I recall this correctly, my tower was cavalry and I was playing cavalry, so my tower was God's, it was God's favor to me that tower was helping me out, because my troops are keeping the tower's troops out, and my troops are supplementing the tower's troops. So when it came to T7s, it was very difficult for them to counter and play melee, because it makes no sense when you play melee against a troop like cavalry and siege that's in the tower. Your melee is strong against the cavalry, but the siege is bouncing and makes it difficult. Regardless, their melee T8s, once they switch to T8s, they're not able to boost as fast as a T7 march. A cavalry T7 march just zooms in. A T8 melee march doesn't just zoom in. A T7 melee march doesn't just zoom in. You have to press that boost once. Whereas I don't have to press the boost. As soon as I click and I see my amount of troops are low, I have to click, send them out, send the reinforcement march in, and I don't even need to boost. I don't have to panic. I don't have to do anything. They are the ones that are panicking because now they have to boost their T8s to try to catch me off guard. Didn't happen. They didn't burn that tower, and I knew I could leave that tower and possibly take it to 45 to 45, but I also understood that was risky because they're a good player. They're a solid account. They can find the town that maybe if I leave that home gang and I don't realize, they can find the town and burn it. Although that means that there was only 1 minute for this home gang after the event ended, because it started 4 p.m. PST. That means once our tower round was ended, there was literally like 1 minute or a couple seconds before it kicks you out of home gang. So it wasn't a lot of time, but I decided I wanted to play it because it made more sense. And on defense, you're very much likely to beat anyone if you play fast. And I knew that in order for them to break the level 9 tower, they had to play T8s. And with them using their T8s, they're a disadvantage of not having the speed, and that just increases my odds. So I played it and I won. Now home gang ends. I messaged them. I'm like, thank you for playing. This was fun. I'm like a big fan of you. That was the vibe of me trying to reach out to them. And then the first reply was, you're a cheater. You're using macros to play against me. And I'm like, what the hell is this person talking about? So they believe that in order for me to be able to hit them in the tower the way I did by getting 2 quick onslaughts together and, you know, somehow hitting them, where if you take a look at it, it wasn't a sequence of fail, fail, success, fail, fail, success. It was a bunch of fails, and then every now and again you'd get one success. And that's how, if you play Asgard, you know that the nerves can get high, and you know that that sort of things happen, especially if it's a sorry, what am I saying? Not Asgard, home game. You know that the nerves can get to you, and I believe that's what happened to her. She was doing really good on the towers when it came to reinforcement, but she made some bad decisions, and it didn't take rocket science. It didn't take me to cheat to beat them, and that's the thing that upset me. I'm like, listen, I was trying to talk to you, first of all, and I'm telling you that I'm a big fan of you, and you just rubbing it in my face that I'm cheating to win. What do I have to prove? Why do you think I need to win this? I didn't even come into this home gang to try to win. I came into the home gang to try to get shards. But that's the thing they weren't understanding. They were like, no, there's no way you're this fast at playing the game. First of all, I will tell you this, my friend. In order for me to beat you in that home gang, I didn't need a macro. I didn't need to cheat. You sucked at reinforcing, and that's your fault. You were very slow. You made bad decisions. You made sloppy decisions, and you lost. That's it. That's the end of the story. That's it. There's no need to take it any further. There's no need to make it into a big deal. So you said you were done with it, and you didn't have any point to prove. And I was like, okay, if you think that I cheated, and I'm telling you this is God's honest truth, I didn't cheat. If you think that I cheated, I apologize, but I didn't need to win that home gang. I didn't have anything to prove. I didn't even boast about it as much. I could have made a video because I was recording that home gang. I could have made a video of it and posted it and made sure that people watched it, but I didn't, because I also didn't have anything to prove to anyone. I didn't need anything to prove to anyone, and I didn't care about it. Okay? You understand that? It's very good of you to understand, so let's move on. All right. So I realize that time is going to go by, but this is not the end of this story, apparently, because 2 or 3 days ago we had Asgard, and I have Fridays off. So I played Asgard for about 23 hours, 24 hours straight. I played Asgard. I played well, and I was in the top ranking for offense. I was, I believe, 3rd place for offense, 2nd or 3rd place for offense. And everyone knows that once Asgard ends, you get a home gang, and then you get the reset where the rewards come in. If you've gotten King of the North before, you know that's how it works. So a person in their clan by the name of LKPR, who I don't know who this person is, but he has a lot of kills, so good on them. LKPR is in the rankings. He's like 4th place. And I think to myself, well, you know, I'm in ret. There's no way I can beat him. If he really wants to beat me, his guys are going to make sure that he gets enough kills. We know Spartak is good for kills. Spartak burns towns everywhere. So I'm like, if there's no way I'm going to get it. But LKPR decides that he doesn't want it because he has 10 levels of King of the North. So the whole entire home gang goes by. LKPR is online because I keep looking at his account. I'm like, this guy, I mean, he all of a sudden decided to push in Asgard. Maybe it's because of his checkpoints. Maybe that's why he pushed. So all of a sudden in Asgard, he makes a very big push to kick us off of ranking. But then when it comes to home gang, this guy's just sitting there, making no effort to score whatsoever. So I'm like, maybe this guy actually is a follower. Maybe this guy likes me or something. Maybe he's trying to, you know, not go into competition because he realizes how difficult it is to get weekly offense ranking. And maybe he doesn't need it, so he's just being nice. Well, there's where I was wrong. The end of home gang, he starts to score apparently, and I had stopped giving a crap. I'm not gonna lie. So home gang ends. I'm like, close the game. I need to go spend time with family. I've been playing this game for way too long. Let's go spend time with the family. And I sit down on the couch and I don't know what happened. Something, all of a sudden I get this feeling like maybe I should open the game and take a look. I decided, I'm telling you, I promise to you, I decided that I didn't want to check in anymore. And I was like, you know what? I think it's over. I think the person's just trying to be nice. There's no reason for them to all of a sudden make a push, or there's no way they're going to make a push, because how are they going to make so many offense points if they didn't make any offense points in home game? So I'm like, I'm just going to sit there. I don't really care about it. And I don't know. I want to say it was God, or it was something. And I open the game and I look at the points where I had a 6 trillion points buffer between them and myself. It had now grown down to a mere billions. So it was very close. And I'm like, how did that happen? I click on their town and I look at them and they're hitting an ult. They had logged into an ult, moved it out of their clan, and they were hitting it. My first instinct, record it. So I record it. They're done with that ult. They jump away, merrily, happily sitting over there. So I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what? I will make a video on this. I don't have to do it. And then a part of me thinks, regardless of me making a video, which this is the video, regardless of me making a video, Plarium will not give me that achievement, because we've had and we've seen people get cheated out of their achievements. People have been cheated out of their achievements. They report to Plarium. Plarium doesn't give them the achievement. It removes it from the person that cheated. So part of me thinks I'm screwed. Like, at this point, clearly they don't want me to get the achievement, and they wanted me to go to home game and waste my troops and try to build a point buffer so they can just waste my time and steal the achievement from me in the end. So like, things start to flick in my head and I start stressing, and one of my friends is like, yo, let me just let you hit my town and get it. I'm like, dude, I don't want to do that. But I also realized I've put in so much time, I've put so much effort into this that I can't let it go away. So I start hitting the tile. That's what you see in the video. Now, in my video, I'm hitting a tile. In this guy's video, which I'm also playing somewhere in the background, he's hitting a town that he burns from I don't know how many influence to all the way down to, he burns like a good chunk of influence, 3-4 trillion influence. You can't get that in towns. Okay, you can't get that on tiles. You can't get 3 trillion influence on tiles. When do I notice this? There's 10 minutes left for the reset time. And I shouldn't have hit that tile. I knew that it was regardless. But, you know, in a moment of desperation, I made a bad decision. And I was like, maybe that makes sense. Maybe they didn't get, maybe the scores just updated. Maybe as I recorded it, maybe the offense scores just updated. So who knows? Maybe if I do this, there's still a chance I get my King of the North and I don't get screwed out of it. Well, I was wrong. They managed to successfully screw me out of King of the North. They don't get King of the North because theirs is max. And that brings us to this part of the story. All right. So why was that video recorded? Why, Spartak? Why was that video of me hitting a tile recorded? You know, I want to tell you why I believe it was recorded. You guys had malicious intent. You guys knew that by tempting me and not making that person score at all, you can make me waste my troops and waste my time in the end. And you took it upon yourself to find somehow, and I don't know how you guys found me hitting that tile, because as you can see, I'm jumping around the map. There's no way they're following my march to find that tile. I don't know what they did, man. That's smart on them. That's good on them. That's good that they're paying attention. But somehow they were ready. They were waiting for me to do something. They were waiting for me to react. They were ready to record too. But I think they didn't realize that I had a recording of their idiot guy hitting their town. They didn't realize that I had that recording, right? So they come and they post it on an official post. They post it on the official server. Oh, wow. What is Hound doing? Hound's always cheating, because that's what Hound does. Hound's a cheater. Listen, King of the North is an achievement that gives you offense stats, okay? It comes and goes. It comes, there's more opportunities. These weeks are not going to end. Eventually, I'll get it to level 10, okay? So if your goal was just to not let me get King of the North, then it's a kind of stupid goal, right? But I know what your goal was. You had a bigger intention. You had more that you wanted to get out of this. You wanted me to react. And I gave you that ammunition. I gave you that ammo. I reacted. And what you do? You used it. You used it very immaturely. You posted it for people. Okay. Now I'm going to post this video to my channel so people can see the true color of Spartak. Why? You want me to apologize for beating one of your players in a fair scenario? You want me to say I used a macro when I didn't use a macro? What is it you want to gain out of this? You wanted a reaction, and you're getting a reaction, Spartak. This is my reaction to you guys. At the end of the day, this is a game, and I'm playing it, and you can't stop me from playing this game, okay? Burn me. I don't care. I will rise up from the ashes again. You're not going to stop me from playing this game, Spartak. So what you did is just petty. I don't even want to use bad words, but it's childish, okay? You wasted time, you wasted troops, and he doesn't even meet the achievement. So what happens in the end? You want me to apologize for something I didn't do and say I had beef no, dude, there's no beef between me and that player. I will show you the reports. I will show you the screenshots of the conversation where I don't disrespect that person. I literally say, listen, my friend, that's God's honest truth. I'm playing on my phone. I'm not using a macro. So if you want to think that I used a macro, I apologize that you feel that way, but I don't have anything to prove. And I also say, I've been recording this game because I had a feeling that you would accuse me in case you lost. And you lost, and you accused me. Anyway, LKPR, good job, man. You successfully managed to ruin my chances of getting King of the North this week. I hope you do it next week, and I hope you do it over and over for as long as you think I'm going to try to get that achievement, okay? Eventually, it will come to my account. So regardless of how hard you try LKPR, you're not going to stop me from ever getting that achievement fully, because regardless, we know how I will get that achievement, okay? So good on you, man. You took one level away from me. The moral of the point in this case was Asgard isn't wasted. I still have my shards, right? Home gang isn't wasted. I still made my shards, dude. The only thing that's wasted is my integrity, because I gave you that ammunition. I chose to do it because I knew that the game is not going to pick my side. And that's the thing that really throws me off. It's like, why would I, if I knew that the game was going to be honest and the game was going to be fair to me, I wouldn't need to do this. But when I know that we're playing a game that doesn't always listen to us, and when I know that you guys know how to cheat the system properly, there's no way for me to not do it. I was desperate about it. I spent hours and hours and days, so I did it. And now here we are. You want to apologize to me? Go for it. You don't want to apologize to me? Go for it. At this point, Spartak, I have nothing to say to you. It's just disgraceful, because I, as a person, believe that I had many friends in Spartak, okay? I have never spoken up against any of them. I've never said anything against any of them. I've played with many of them, and I know many of them, and they're all good people. Some of them, unfortunately, are bad eggs, but that's just because people are like that. You can't expect everyone to be up to your own standards. So for me, the only thing that's taken away from me, one, maybe a little bit of my integrity. We can let people be the judge of that. What would you have done if you had spent all of your time, all of your money, all of your resources to try to get an achievement, to try to get an improvement in the game, to try to prove that you can do it as well as everyone else in the offense rankings? What would you have done if someone just stole it away from you, right? So people can be the judge of that. But the thing that this took away from me is that the sense of me having friends in the game and me being able to trust Spartak or anyone else in the game has pretty much gone to zero. Like, I don't think I have any friends in the game, okay? This game has been an uphill battle for me since day one. My life has been an uphill battle for me since day one. People said I couldn't amount to anything, and yet here I am. So regardless of what you do, you can't bring me down. And I had a good laugh about this whole situation. I had a moment of reflection. I found out that I'm stronger than you guys think of me, and I was able to, control myself. So all I'm going to say to you is, for one, tell your player that I didn't use a macro, and I didn't need to use a macro. I can beat them any day of the week again and again and again and again, regardless of what they do. If their strategy is to play, with brawn, I will use speed against them, because they will lose every time when it comes to power when they don't have the speed. So I will win every time if they keep playing that way. If they were a good player, which they are a good player, but if they were smart about that situation, they wouldn't have lost that home game. They were willing to throw T8s. They had the upper hand in the whole situation. I was not willing to throw T8s. But they played it very poorly, and that caused them to lose. So being salty over losing something like that, it's just pathetic, okay? Everyone else who's watching this video, well, maybe I'm a bad person, right? Maybe I did cheat. If you want to believe any of that story, I will allow you to judge me with whatever intentions you have. I am not going to say that that wasn't me or that I didn't do that. But I wanted to show you guys what led me to doing it. I wanted to explain my side of the story. Why did I do such a thing? It's crazy to think that you'd spend hours and hours to play the game just to be forced to cheat to get something you deserve, right? If they had pushed from the start, I knew that LKPR was going to beat me. But they had malicious intent. They knew what they were doing, and they waited. They waited because they wanted something, and now they got it. So Spartak, I've said my piece to you. Everyone else that's watching, what is your thoughts on this? If you want to share your thoughts, please feel free to share them in the comment section below. None of your messages are going to get deleted, so don't hold back. But one thing that I'll say, YouTube community guidelines, they will remove any messages that has profanity. So feel free to leave your input in the comment section below. None of your messages are going to be deleted. Go as hard as you want. Do whatever you need to do. Say whatever you need to say. But that's my piece. This is what I wanted to say. And Spartak, I'm sorry for you. You guys are pathetic. And this was a very foolish attempt and a very childish attempt. And, just to see how low you stooped is hilarious to me. And I think you guys just made a fool of yourself without knowing it. All right. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. And I just wanted to say, if you somehow managed to make it all the way to the end of the video, we have giveaways coming up. Giveaways are going to be starting again on my channel, so be sure to stay tuned for them. I will try my best to stream as often as I can, and we have a lot of giveaways. And yeah, let's try to bring the channel back. Unfortunately, every time I try to get back into this whole groove, things happen, stuff happens, but let's try to be a good person, and let's try to get back into the mood and get back into the giveaways. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here with me, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you could, please leave a like, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to leave the comments, though. I really want to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.